to another Friday, another product like it's Friday. Um, I'll just admit that I did not do my homework again.
Wow.
Um,
Why
so
I'm
I should.
shocked. Is it I because this is a very familiar feeling for me because I remember being shocked last week, was it? So
Yep.
what do you have to say for yourself?
Uh, Nothing. I don't have
Wow,
any.
just lack.
Lack of prioritization, I guess.
Okay, all right, fair, fair.
Um,
Okay,
but I did take better notes, I think, than last week. So hopefully it will take less time to pick
so you
up
actually do it. Okay,
the
is
thread.
it? I wonder if it's anything that. No, I don't think it's anything that will hinder us from moving forward from this stage. Um,
Let's
okay,
see. It's the it's complicated path and like the prompt for that.
you have these notes in Notion, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I mean you took them there. Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything that would prevent us from moving forward. Um, it was also my intention to bug you about the environment setup, and that has also fallen off of the
But who does
priority.
that rest on? Because environment setup was homework for me. But then I did ask you, hey.
Yeah,
So I feel like I just want to
does
know
that
who's
matter?
responsible.
Does that
Yeah,
matter?
yeah, no, it does matter. It matter. Of course, because I'm asking it, it matters to me.
Okay, okay. Um, I mean, I was going to bug you, and then I didn't.
And you didn't. So are you taking? I don't know. That's not clear enough for me. Are you taking full responsibility?
Is that what you want?
No, I want you to do what you want, but it's unclear. Like I still want someone to take responsibility. Um, so it's gonna be either you or me because I there's nobody else here. And I know you said something, but it didn't sound like full responsibility acceptance to me. So which means then I have to take responsibility.
Can-
Right?
okay, I can take responsibility. There's no
Full.
consequences, literally, to taking this
So
responsibility.
you take full responsibility. I
I
just want to
take
hear full
100% of the
responsibility. That's
responsibility.
all I want. I mean, I just wanted someone to take responsibility. I was going to, you know,
Were
had you
you though?
said had you said, hey, I'm not, that
Okay,
you didn't want to.
maybe 99%.
Then no, then I take full. If you're only going to take 99%
Oh my
responsibility,
gosh.
I take full responsibility. I just want someone to
Okay,
step up. I'm looking for some
so it's
leadership.
all or nothing.
Yeah, all or all or nothing. So what is so do you are you
Oh,
sticking with
sure.
full responsibility? Okay. All right. Well, I mean, given that we are here in the stage, and and because we are where we are, let me share my screen, and then we can get into where we left off and what we need to do moving forward. So, the last time we were here, and now my memory is also fairly faint of precisely what we did the last time, and so I will need to revisit the code. But this finish thing is what we started working on and learning about IndexedDB and share like storing the mood journal entry in the browser's IndexedDB, so that when I go here, and I'm not sure exactly where we netted out. I have some debugging code here. I see. But my expectation is that when I go here, I see, yeah, I created a bunch of the same entries. Um, and on that note, where I want to start working today is right now when I click finish, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. It does store the general entry. And what we need to, but now, we haven't gone somewhere saying, indicating that your entry was saved. And then if I was to then go to a page here, like note that it's not reset. I'm still carrying my mood entry forward. And so, or if I was at how are you, it's down, it should be in the middle, ready to get a new entry. So let's cycle I want to wrap up and finish so that it's a bit more fluid. Oh, that's interesting. What's this? Code sandbox. Huh. What? I mean, honeypot, I remember. Honeypot, I remember from like the last time. What's this cocoon I see? Well, what happens when I double click on it? I mean, you did take full
Oh
responsibility.
my god, you're a liar.
Where did I lie? When did I lie? Please,
Okay, you do your thing.
when did I? This must be discussed. If I am a liar, I don't deny it, but I want to know what what.
Omission is a form of lie. I think.
Well, we'll just omission is a form of manipulation for sure, which I take full responsibility for. But I don't know that I lied necessarily. Here we just land you on the normal page, but I think if you do mood/how-r-u,
Wait, when did you do this? It's important.
I was gonna say, you know how you say doesn't matter. I was gonna throw your doesn't matter back at you, but I'm not going to. I did this not half an hour ago.
Not
just
half an hour.
just half an hour ago.
Half an
Not
hour?
even
Okay.
just half an hour ago. Let's say.
Damn.
You know, as I was prepping, and I was like, okay, let me just.
Oh, you prep?
Yeah, mindset. You know, mindset is the biggest prep. I do prep. I have to load up my tabs.
You gotta hide your secrets.
I gotta have to hide my secrets. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here as we use this. I don't know. There's one point here that doesn't work as well. And I did run into some issues. So it's not 100%. Here specifically because it doesn't have an OpenAI key. I think it just gets stuck or crashes from here. But I believe you should have access to it at least the first few screens. And my remaining work here is just figuring out how to get the OpenAI key in this environment in a more consistent manner. Oh, it should be here somewhere. Like, I'm not as familiar with this environment, but I think somewhere where we run things, there should be a facility for us to, there we go, configure environment variables. And we could configure the OpenAI key and then restart. And that ought to function. Right now, it just seems stuck, which isn't great, but it's fine. It is a little slower online than it is on my dev machine, but I think, yeah, let me know at least if you get through the first few screens and then and have access to it.
I don't see it when I like. Do you need to do something to?
I thought like it says edit core members, embed. This branch can only be seen or edited by team members in your workspace, and you are in my workspace.
Okay, maybe I just need to poke around.
Yeah. I also put the code on GitHub and I sent you an invite. And maybe it's that you have to accept the invite. I doubt it. I think you should still be able to access it without that invite. But if that's the case, that's something you can test.
Okay.
But I will leave that with you for now. And then at some point offline, I will add the OpenAI key there. And then there we go. Well, I'm just going to check this off. Environment setup. Oh, feels great. Feels amazing. So good. That's all right. So, come on.
I'm happy for you.
Don't, you know.
I'm happy for me too.
Exactly. I feel like you enjoyed that whole deception session. You know, so okay. Now I'm gonna just reposition myself here, and let's get into it. Let's get into cleaning up When we finish, it saves and it should go somewhere else. For now, though, I will maybe clear out my database here. So easy, so dangerous. And then I have themes here. And let me just, I'm going to spend a few seconds just recollecting my thoughts and energy so that I'm in kind of a space where I can work. Right. So I think the idea was that we would use mood index. So just slash mood. We did do that. I totally forgot about it. I think we did have a listing here. So let me just test that out. And I will actually do this on 2 different windows. So that when I click finish here, somewhere here, so we need to animate that and stuff. But I think if I refresh here, kind of here's my raw mood entry. You know what? Maybe I can just style a little bit here. Maybe I can, because it doesn't matter which order we work in precisely. Oops, I don't know. What am I clicking for it to go to this tab? Okay, this happened the last time as well. I think it happens like a few times every session. So there's a few data bits that we're not collecting, like the weather, the time we are collecting, location we're not collecting. And so those are things that we can look at later. And then we have this business here. And then none of this is AI generated. It seems is just what you selected. So it should be fairly straightforward to summarize. And then later on, we could look at, I think once we complete the cycle, at least, and then maybe even, we'll see. I think the next, my goal, at least for this session, is to finish this screen and then get the cycle working as a very base, and then we'll see where we go from there. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm missing a glass of water, which I should have prepped early, but that's fine. I'll
get your water.
I'll take a break in a bit. You know, I feel like at least I can offer some level of productivity, and then be like, hey, or at some point, because I am at my parents' place, and people feel free to walk in anytime they want. That might also happen, and I might use that as a cue to kind of be like, hand it over to you, and then go for a jog, and then come back. Okay, so in this case, where I'll begin is I won't even do the today, yesterday date business. I'll just start with a listing first, get this kind of portion complete for all the entries, and then take it from there. So on that note, I might just add a couple more entries, verify that those entries show up here. 33, and the way I'll verify it for certain is I'll go ID : and just look for 33, 35, 34. So immediately it seems like this is number 1, number 2, number 3. They are sorted in terms of latest to oldest, which is I think what part of the discovery on IndexedDB last time was. And then yeah, and then we'll just get going here. We store mood level. We don't store the label itself, but that's derivable. And then here, I think the thing that I want to do is create a components directory and just add components. And so this component specifically will be journal entry list item, I guess, for the lack of a better name. Journal entry list item.view. Oh, I have AI in here. Ooh. It's weird. Um, okay, and I will just do something like template. Whatever div here is fine. And then just hello item, just so I can do the pre here, but also journal entry list item, and then pass in the entry here. On that note, I think what I'll do is I'll also do the script bit here. And I think I want define props. I don't want entry like this. I wish that this was a little bit better. Entry any, okay. I just said I wish this was a little bit better, but entry any will do. And let me just see if just that is working. Hello item is there. There's a few bugs I need to fix. Like for example, I don't think this should be how are you. Yeah, there's a few things I need to fix. For now, I'll just begin by displaying the mood level as a first step. We'll type this later. I just want to first get a sense of, throwing things out there. And then let's convert this mood level into, I don't know why I do that. I type in amazing every time instead of amazing. Not every time, but a lot. Mood level here is a computed value based on this scale. And so the thing that makes sense for us here is to duplicate this. I now have a utils file. I really want to create like another utils file here, like utils.ts in the utils folder, but I'll call it helpers for the lack of a better name. And okay, this is too many windows. And we'll just copy what's inside here, and we'll say function mood level, not to emoji, to label. And yeah, and then we'll paste what we have here, and we'll just remove this. So mood value will come in as a clear number. And then here, I think all the BCs are covered, so it shouldn't complain too much. And then here I can say return mood level to label with this value here, and get rid of that. So now we've refactored this function, and I'm going to reuse this function over here to maybe very quickly in a span, mood level to label. Do that, and now I expect to see mediocre or okay. Oh, mediocre. And that's functional now. And let's just style that. Let's just start there. These UI components are, it's a badge from Next UI. So let's find the equivalent in Prime View. Straight off the bat, we'll search for badge item, which does look quite different. Like the badge is just this little area here. I think that they have something called tag.
Yeah, maybe tag, maybe chip.
Yeah, and they have chip. Yeah.
Tag looks pretty.
I mean, there are some minor differences. And let me see. Okay, so we could just template the whole thing. Like we don't necessarily have to use tag. We could just use. I could just earlier I had a coworker who was advising me that how hard it
on
is to
how to code on the front end.
yeah, like how hard is it to create a div and give it a border shadow and radius full, and it's
Now you
just
have something to prove.
it's I'll just say it's advice well taken. um, all right, so um, I mean, like I wonder what the point is of using a tag if we're just going to overwrite everything. Then it's just a div. It's your own personal div at that stage versus you kind of leveraging some functionality. Let's just so we understand. Let's take a look at chip to see how chip presents itself. Very similar, almost the same. But chip is a bit more present, it seems. Takes a label and an icon, is removable. Oh, you can choose a remove icon. Cool. And then
I feel like chips are more interactive. Like you can do something with it. Which it's not the case here.
I mean, in this case, it's hard to tell, honestly. Like when I look at this, it's like they're also just there, but they seem a bit more like what is I keep doing this too. I don't know why. I think maybe like there you go. Got it. First try. It says entities using icons, labels, and images. Let's see how it describes tag. So represents entities and used to categorize content. And I think in my heart, I have no idea what either really truly means, to be honest. I guess it's just what you want to see. And definitely from a visual perspective, tags seem to represent this content a bit. What's interesting is they have icon, which is great. And then do they have icon placement? Like, do all icons show up front? And I guess I won't care if in the design all of these icons are up front, and they are, so not a big deal. Away we go. Okay, yeah, let's just use tags. And these ones are not rounded. I'll just use the default ones, Mary, for now, and then we might restyle them accordingly. Primary looks good to me. Actually, secondary is probably a little bit more closer. And then we can adjust accordingly. They use value. I want to see if interesting. Yeah. So it's strictly kind of like things you don't want to manipulate too much. It's just like a value, a severity, and an icon, and that's it. Like, don't ask for anything else. But if you do want to modify it, you might as well just use a div. Like, what's even the point of using the tag? This is like, okay. So here we'll say value is equal to mood level to label. Get rid of this and start kind of feeling out. This is happening because of flex, but we'll correct this in a second. This is much larger than I thought. Oh yeah, that's why, because I'm on like Zoom for legibility. So it is the size that we expect it to be. And then let me just adjust and I'm just going to put this in a div of its own for now, just to feel it out. And then let's see. Um, and then we also want an emoji um, based on where things are. So this looks to me like it's thumbs up and thumbs down just based on the 2.5 scale. And so we'll I want to see here. Definitely in my mind, I'm moving a little slower today than I may normally. I mean, I guess it's debatable, but but that's just because I'm tired, I guess. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So we use template icon here. And then let me try this very quickly.
If there are better icons than the emojis, please.
Leverage them. Yeah. I mean, have we been using Lucid all this time in this app? We have.
I think so. Yeah.
So we might even be able to say Lucid icons. Is it Lucid? Is it Lucid? Is it, what is it? Do they have a thumbs up? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna, I might also modify the existing thumbs up in other places later. Cool. Love it. Thumbs up, mediocre. Feels correct. It doesn't feel good, actually, because actually it's okay, I think. It's just, like the size and placement of the icon makes this look uncentered for a second, but I won't harp on that too much. Those are later things, I feel like. And then I just won't think about it too much. I'm okay with this duplication, and we'll just go ahead and do a v if here. Entry dot mood level is greater than 2.5. We'll do this, and then here we'll do a v else and leave it at that. So now we have that thumbs down action happening on this label. And then we'll go ahead and add the time, which we do have. Interestingly enough, I'm curious, Mary, why you chose to put the time zone here.
I like my time zones.
you're like you need to know.
I need to know. Why did I put them there? I think I don't know. Like in this case, I'm not sure.
Okay, no worries. I think we're done with that. Let's see. Did I add a created at? Seems like I might have. And look, by default, it comes fully. Oh, because no, why does it do that? Because in here it shows up like this, but when so I guess it is a date object. Here's any, because I didn't type it, but I suppose coming from the database, it is being treated like a data object. So could I format it? Let's see. So for now, I'm just going to grab this tag here, and we'll just add another div, paste the same tag. Just for now, I'm just going to put in the entire time here. It's not what it will be in a second. And then here, will yeah, I'm going to do a few things briefly. So now I know enough to go flex, justify between item center on this side here, and that should give us the separation. And again, if we were ever in kind of this format, this is how it would appear. So we do need to later on worry about the spacing, like this edges here should be gone, whatever, but that will come later, and these will have enough content to give us enough graceful spacing as well. I don't love what is done to the icon here based on the text, but okay, whatever. Like those are all things that we'll look at later or maybe never. Let's fix this so it's showing us the right thing. And here I definitely don't want to think about it too much. JS date object get time. I don't think this represents itself in a usable manner. So I do want to see what functions JavaScript get hours, minutes. I think that's fine. I think maybe here I could leverage AI to simplify this for myself without thinking about this too much. And we'll kind of in this journal entry object, cont display time is equal to a computed value. And I'll say here, created at is a date object, which I believe it is. We'll see. Show time as this format. Let's see what it does. It hasn't exactly done what we want. What if I say EST, maybe to help it? I'm slightly skeptical that this will be enough to get it to work, but let's see. We have to define our props here and then use props here. Will it? Will it blend? Let's see. And so here we can say display time instead of what we had already. And here, yeah, I was skeptical, maybe justifiably so. It does not seem to have given us the time zone. The rest of it seems fine. Hour, minute.
We can let go of the time zone.
No, we can't. I'm sorry. It's in the design. You know, and
the design is not you know, the source of truth.
Oh yeah, what is the source of truth? You marry the designer? Is that right?
Well, I'm saying we can let go of it.
But what if I'm a little stubborn?
Now you're obsessed.
What if I do you know what the feeling? You don't know. You would never know that feeling. You wouldn't know what that feels like.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not like you it's not like you've ever stepped into scope creep. So there's a time zone name here, but I don't know if it does what we intend. Okay, you know what? We can leave it at that, right?
Wait, I can't see it. Hold on.
Sorry.
We'll move ourselves.
Oh yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. That, I mean, is it exactly what you wanted? No, but you know, we'll leave it like this. I was able to glean from what it was trying to suggest what we should be doing. Ideally, you know, like the AI should have figured this out from the start, you know, like again, it's one of those like minor, it's like, ugh, why did I use you to begin, you know? div card P4, that padding is being inserted. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm here. I go mood index, and here somewhere I'm getting. So even this is beyond that, but let me remove this P4 here. And so we're closer to the edge, and I think we still have more padding here that's coming in from the card. And I think maybe that's enough, but we'll see. Maybe we'll want to revisit that as well. Okay. I think that's all the detail that we have here. And now here it's all you were feeling. And then we extract the feelings and we extract the themes. And that can go in a separate div of its own.
Wait, did we get the weather?
We never stored the weather to begin at the time of. Right? So it's got to be stored at that time. Did you get the weather?
I guess you can't just conjure up weather.
You can actually. You can. I feel like we could give it location.
I guess like
and a time and historically extract the weather if it was that, yeah, but location and weather. I mean, what we would probably have to do is at least get the location from the browser or the user directly, and then leverage that to get the weather from some weather API. If only we knew how a thing like that could be accomplished, we would do that.
That sounds like homework.
It is now homework for you, I suppose. So selected feelings. Right, so I want these feelings. So I'm going to map them to extract the feeling and then join them in a string. So that should look like this. You were feeling this, this, and this. And I want to lowercase it. That looks nice. Not as nice as this, because these are colored based on the color of based on the color of what? Let's take a look at the Notion.
I think it's based on. Oh, I'm also getting like that weird thing on Figma
where it just went to the yeah.
It's based on the primary feeling, I think. So the
basic emotion.
Yeah. So if you recall on the page where like the user would be selecting how they're feeling, it's the same colors.
So I'm just checking my messages really quickly because I got a series of pings. Everything is fine. Yeah. This. Oh, wow, you brought me here. Well done. All right. So yeah. So we can check the colors from there. I guess just very briefly, Hey, where am I? Okay, yeah. Very briefly, I was mildly thrown off by the color here versus the color here. And it just, I was like, oh, I need to double check whether everything is copacetic. But seems like the design is not the source of truth. It turns out
you just gotta go with
it. It's a feeling.
Fluid.
Yeah. So we have that, I suppose. Yeah, I'm very curious on how to accomplish this kind of a thing without troubling things too much. because what needs to happen here, oddly enough, is this, right? Like we have this, and then we have the string joined by commas, and we know that every element in here we want it to be colored in a certain way. Okay, no problem. So at first I might begin with something like having a template. Can I do a v4 on a template directly? And then I might do a span. Oh, I could have done the v4 on the span, but just bear with me. So AI knows where I was going, because, and that's the reason I use the template instinctively and I didn't do the v4 on the span, because inside the template I need to know when to show a comma alongside my thing. So here, I don't know why it has this if statement here. Don't I want? Oh, yeah, it's really trying super hard to do the right thing, like intensely. And so if I give it a second, I think it might, or if I do this, it might. Yeah, I'm confused right now. Oh, okay. So I think it wants me to do a v else. Yeah.
What does the V stand for?
Yeah. Well, I guess you wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
I'll cover that in 1 second as I just remove this here. Take a look at this. You're rejected, hurt, disapproval, and disappointment. And now I can color the span. So the V4 is, are you familiar with loops, Mary, in sort of a coding language? Great.
Yeah.
Now, different templating or different web frameworks allow you different controls in the template. So React, for example, relies on pure JavaScript in order to give you if statements and loops, or it relies on what's called maps as well, which you can do with arrays. You can map over an array, which is very much like looping over an array, kind of a built-in way of looping over an array. I was doing it here. So when I said selected feelings.map, I'm mapping through each feeling, kind of looping through each feeling. So it's just it's a way for you not to type out a loop and worry about the index of each thing and increment the index on each iteration. Those are basic loops that you still need to do from time to time. But maps allow you to kind of map through an array of variables. So I was mapping through them, returning feeling, returning the name, lowercasing them, and then joining that entire array into a string. So that's just the way you might do it in React with elements. And what I mean is HTML elements. Vue offers you this v dash syntax. So when I do a v dash if, this span element will only display if whatever's inside this v if attribute. So HTML elements have attributes. This is not an HTML attribute. It's an attribute provided by Vue. And then if this is true, then this HTML tag will display. If not, then it won't. And so now we have a v if and a v else, kind of an if else statement embedded into our HTML itself. And that way templates are reactive and kind of like following control flow structures in programming. And then v4 similarly is a loop. And it kind of for each feeling in the index selected feelings.
Cool.
Loop through.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the reason we're doing this, so previously I had this. If these were not colored, this would have sufficed, or something like this would have sufficed. But because these are colored and we have this business of like the and the comma, so we only want to show the comma on every entry except the last. On the last one, we want to show the and feeling. So where the and goes, where this goes, so all of that is being considered in this area here. And then now I need to add the colors. Actually, this won't do because I think I need to do this. And then always have this span tag. And now this is the equivalent: rejected, hurt, disapproval, and disappointed. And now I can leverage the colors here. And let me go back to feelings in order to see what colors feelings are displayed in. And I think we might just have it directly here. But these were designed specifically for selected and unselected labels. So we'll just need to grab the specific color. So we might do it here with get styles from feeling, and then we'll just grab the color. So it's unselected color styles from feeling. Just quickly considering how I want to do this. Now it is kind of looking at the code and suggesting what I should be doing. But here I want to say something like color get unselected, please. And this should be what I want. And now when I go back, rejected, hurt, disapproval, and disappointed in their color scheme. Okay, let's go back here. And here it's just black and bold. Like there's nothing specific about the theme because the themes are not colored. Because of reasons. Okay, very nice. Very nice guess, AI. It's not reasons, it's selected themes dot name. So I'm going to map through them, get the name, join it into string. We're going to have the lowercase, and then we might still need to do the template business still because of this and business. So let's create a template here. It knows what to do. This time, perhaps it knows right away what to do entirely. Too much here, but that's fine. No, it's done. It's done a lot of things that I don't care for. So let's do this first, and then let's just do theme.name to begin. Let's get rid of this here. Let's do .to lowercase here. Health, self-care, and identity, right? So does that space do anything? Does not. Good to know. So we want something similar here. No, I don't know why it's not just, oh, this is why it's not, because it didn't do this. So you have to keep your eye open. Because it didn't provide an index, so it can't leverage the index. But now we've given it enough to leverage that index, and now we're getting health, self-care, and identity. And we do have to modify the text so that it's I don't see the thing here, so I'll give it. I'll give it a medium, see what that feels like. Which makes me think that this also needs to be styled similarly, right? And I think font either semi-bold. Let's try semi-bold first. Not that it's and then we'll try bold. I just want to see what they look like. I think that looks pretty decent. Stands out. It's highlighted. And then no dots, because we don't care about grammar.
We can end the sentence.
What's your preference, though? I just want to know what's your
I think-
instinctual preference.
I think it makes sense.
I'm usually a stickler. Like, I like, so even though I don't respect capitalization, I do like punctuation.
No, that's fair. No, that feels better.
It feels final. Feels like we did it. We did it, team. Okay, so let's take a look at mood index here, and maybe we can get rid of our. Can I do this? No, I can't. Let's just get rid of it altogether and look at the spacing here.
How does it look if there's only like one feeling or only one theme?
Yeah, we can accommodate that. We'll select one. So this page is broken. It should have my things pre-selected. It doesn't. That should now have saved. There's a bug. So let's fix that bug. I'm biting my lips. I'm biting the skin off my lips. That makes me conscious because I'm doing it online.
Do you need
I also
get some water? Is that related?
I don't know. I also didn't clip my nails. So I'm like this. I'm like, interesting. So my nails are like just not, I'm like, I did wash my face.
It sounds like you need some self-care. You were feeling guilty because of self-care.
That wasn't even my entry. I don't even know. I guess I did select guilt. And I didn't select self-care.
The other thing.
Yeah. And I wasn't even thinking about either one. You know what I mean? I just did it, which means that instinctively, I like this game. It's like, don't even think, just you get half a second to select whatever you need to select, and don't even think about it. And then we tell you, yeah, like you don't tell us what you're feeling. We tell you what you're feeling. I like that. I like that as a mood app.
This is how you're feeling now.
Yeah. Don't you feel happy today? And you're like, no. They're like, no, I think you're feeling happy today. That's the AI I really want. It kind of bullies you into. I don't know why I think it has to be greater than 1. But let's see if that works. That works. And that works. I'm not exactly sure why this works, but I'm not too bothered about it. So we have that scenario working. And then let's just take a look at. I'm at this stage actually maybe not going to work on these groupings just yet. I might leave that to a different time. Let's see. And then I think I'm okay with the spacing here as well. I think the spacing probably could be reduced a little bit because it just seemed like it's really far away. And that would happen here. Even that seems like really far away. Why is it so far away? It's this gap here. That's like, oh, because of this. Because of this. Why does that even exist? And then I can move this to 3. That's better. And here I might say P4 or even P2, honestly, just to give it that extra spacing near the edges. We can get rid of this home page for now. I don't want to do too much work on this page just yet because we'll be coming back to it soon, actually. Might as well just give it 4, give it enough spacing. And now when I do this, now it seems too close, actually. It seems just right. We'll live with this for now. The number of things to do on this page, which is 1, putting it under a card element, bringing kind of the logo elements in there, and then kind of adding another mood snapshot. But for now, what I want to focus on is just this transition from here to here with that being displayed. And I have done enough to kind of give me that flow. So I kind of want to go back a step, work on this, work on clearing the data. Because if I go back here, it'll kind of still have my journal entry populated. I don't want that. I want this emptied out. And then when I click this, it should give me back here. So I want this transition and then this transition and then a cycle to be completed. And then later on, we can work on the groupings, or if at all, we might, go here and work on this. And then later kind of at the end, come back and work on the grouping, the calendar, or whatever else. So, okay. So now I'm back on themes and I want to work on this finish transition. We get save mood snapshot. So here, I could just have a const loading equals ref false. And then right when I'm saving my mood snapshot, I can say true. And then once this happens, I can say loading false, but I also want to, and I keep forgetting the syntax from time to time, it's simply navigate to, so no big deal. And I want to navigate to /mood, exactly. I think that should be enough. Oh, no, I need to add the loading label somewhere here. And now that should be enough for that transition. Let's see if that's true. Let's go ahead and get rid of this business. So now I do have identity. I click. It's super quick, but it didn't save. There's something wrong here because when I went back here, this was selected. And my expectation is that it wouldn't have been. And then when I submitted it like this, so wherever it's getting this information from is different from whatever it's getting the loading information from. Which is a weird bug. But I did code this in a kind of a weird manner. So let's just spend a few seconds looking at the store. Like it's probably because I did this hackery. So I can take a look at local storage to see what's happening there. And at least it'll give me a clue as to why that is happening. And then my expectation was that this would be happening as well. So I can do console.log here, record the change, and then just try to see if there's a console.log here. Oops. Let's also do a console.log here. And then let's see if that helps us any. I think what I actually want to do is bring this down here and then do the JSON version. And that'll be more legible. So here we have the stored one. In my selected feelings, I only have one selected feeling. That's fine. That's displaying here. That looks correct. I also only have one select. No. I also only have one selected theme. My base assumption was that only that selected theme would be displayed here. But it might be the case that makes sense. So the reason why this is happening is what we display here are the suggested themes, not the selected themes. And we do that because we want the suggested themes coming from OpenAI. OpenAI has suggestions. So we say, if it's high, pre-select them. And so this is where they're coming from. It completely escaped my mind. And I think earlier when I said, it kind of dawned on me. So that's what's happening here. But if I deselect this, yeah, because then on this page, the selection isn't. So if I refresh this, maybe I'll go into slightly detail. As a user, my expectation is if I press continue, both of these will be available. Okay, and then that is what happened. I messed it up. It's fine. No, it's not fine. Let's do this again. So this, save, only one comes in. I come back, I see two, I save. Now all happen is only one will display, if my mental model is correct. If two display, then I have to rethink. Only one displays, so visual bug, but it's happening for a few reasons. One is, like, typically you wouldn't, I think even here, yeah. I think on this page, certainly selected feelings ought to take precedence over suggested feelings. And so it does mean that we have to have an if case. Like if there's no selected feelings, then this is fine. But if there are any selected feelings, like this is not fine. So we're doing something confusing here, right? We're taking suggested themes names and we're mapping them as selected theme names. So here, which is here. Okay, great. So here we just need to say, hey, if there are any actual selected theme names, then use those. Otherwise, use these. So yeah, okay, got it. So we're going to say current mood snapshot dot selected themes dot map. But we're going to do selected themes. I shouldn't have selected everything. Okay. Let's do dot length is greater than 1. Or we'll do this. There's a few issues here. So let me just adjust. So I'm going to see something like this. Or empty array. It's not the best way to code, but okay, so this is not what I thought would have happened. Definitely thought this would show correctly. It's kind of like what we're doing here, for example. So now, let's see. Can I console.log my selected themes? There is one. So, dot length should also be 1. Yeah, so greater than 0. That's the bug. And there we go. So it's instinctive to do this is correct. Yeah. And if none is selected, I should see both of these. But if 3 is selected, I refresh, I should see all 3. If any 1 is selected, I should see just the 1. Okay, great. And then this transition ideally should clear out the cached journal entry. I'm not going to do that just yet because I have one more bug to fix. And we might have similar issues like this. It's in feelings. So none of the feelings are pre-selected. Let's fix that here. Let me just console.log selected feelings. And here I do have one, which is guilty. And I need it to be pre-selected here. So when I do select, where does it go? Here, selected feeling names. So very similar structure to what we had before. And because this page doesn't have any suggested ones, we don't have to worry. So we can do something like current mood snapshot. That should be enough. And now we get this view of pre-selection. If I select this and I refresh, it's pre-selected. So that's the bug I wanted to fix. And now I think I'm ready to reset on save, which happens in themes down here where like after this successfully happens, then I should be able to clear my mood snapshot. What am I doing? Current mood snapshot. Store.ts. Let's go to the source. Take a look at it. And here's sort of the default value. I'm gonna go ahead and just manually reset it right now. I don't think we need to overthink it too much. And like it also new in a sense, almost new. So we're gonna set that to how are you? Mood level is none. Selected feelings empty. Journal entry empty. Selected themes empty, and suggested themes also needs to be empty. Oops. And that just needs to be... Oh, this is just so stupid. Like, I didn't... So dumb. So there's a few things here. Because this is a reactive element, we can't really assign to it directly. Like, we can't do this. And this error shown up here cannot assign to, because it is a constant, is correct. Now, there should be view, I think, ought to offer as a way to view reassign reactive. Let's see if that's enough. Well, sorry, if I use a const, so I can use object.assign. Kind of weird. But that's fine. So either we use a let. I'm kind of surprised this works. We do individual. We could do that. We could just do individual. Or we do a kind of an assign business. I think we might just go with assign. And just to fix this. And I think now we should be okay. I mean, ideally, this should actually just be a function here called export function reset current mood snapshot. I think I'm okay with this. I mean, it's kind of what I was avoiding doing, but okay, fine. And then here we can say just recent current mood snapshot. It says missing semicolon. Okay, but I'm like, all right, I think that's fine. Not a big deal. There's some duplication here, which I don't love, but there's a lot of duplication on this file that I don't love. So let's try it out. Let's see if I was going through the flow. And I finish here. Now I have this stored. If I press back immediately, it's actually a weird thing to want to press back immediately. Like, it's an empty state. And I feel like we should at some point take care of this empty state. Like, it should be like, hey, I don't think you intend to be here. But for now, I'm not too bothered by it. For now, I care about other things. I think that's something we can look at later. For now, I care about adding a button here. Because now the thing is cleared. And so now when I go here, I'm getting kind of my defaults. I'm ready to enter a new entry. And I want some control that takes me there. And it's going to be add another mood snapshot. Let's take a look at these button styles again. I think it's contrast that we're looking at. I honestly think that's such a weird... Oh, maybe they do allow it. Maybe they do allow it. Before I go trashing them. Okay. Yeah, they do allow it. So we're going to say this is the case here. Cool. Okay. So now, but they don't save it. Because I'm complaining about this, right? Like, this is the theme of the Prime View site. It's kind of this dark noir setting. It's not the theme of our site. So I can't just go ahead and use primary. Their primary doesn't match my primary. But when I use this site for documentation, it's kind of like there's a dissonance there. I'm like, oh, I can't use primary. I have to use contrast to get that black button. This is more closer to the default. So I set it like this, and now every time I come here, I go, oh, okay, this is my primary, and this is it's easy. Like I'm not looking at this button at all for black buttons. I always go here. But now when I refresh it, because it hasn't stored that state, every time I visit the site for documentation, I'm a little bit disoriented on the color theme because this doesn't match mine. Anyway, okay. All that to say nothing. We're going to go to mood index, and at the bottom here, we're going to add a button. And just for reference purpose, I'm going to see if where I've used contrast elsewhere in the app. And just copy that. Contrast W full, mode click should navigate to how are you? Is this important? Time to drink water. I might actually have to, Mary, take this call. Okay. If you will give me a moment.
Sounds good. I'm just in the background writing prompts because that's what our jobs have become. Um, I have a Notion page. It's not very interesting to look at, but I guess I can share my screen. Just briefly. Um, Also, don't know if my sound is coming through fine. So, my homework was what was my homework? Is looking at the complicated path, and if we recall, essentially the complicated path involved. Actually, let me share Figma just as a refresher on what the complicated path looks like. So usually the user is entering a mood level and then entering how they're feeling. The complicated path is when you don't know how you're feeling, and so you jump straight into journaling. Um, and then the feelings are kind of generated uh, through that journaling. So the prompt that I am currently trying to write is the one that generates the feelings, because we have one for generating the themes already, and that can be reused um, in the complicated path as well, but we don't have yet something that processes the journal to be like, hey, here are the things that we think you're feeling. I actually feel like it's pretty important to get the complicated path at least sorted out, because I find that there are oftentimes more days that are complicated than days that you're just like, yeah, I'm feeling great. So that's what I'm working on right now. Um, and it's just writing, honestly. At this point, I'm just like writing and rewriting stuff. So this was the prompt that's currently in the code for generating the correlated themes based on the journal entry. And basically what I've done is I like, took this part and I started like tweaking it a little bit. So we may want to try it out as well. Just really rewriting it to be a little clearer on what the expected input and output is are. So in this case, it's about like inputting from the user what feelings they selected and their journal entry, of course, the raw text, and then outputting a list of high correlation themes and a list of medium or low correlation themes. And then there's a little tidbit about like for each theme object, here are the expected fields or value or whatever. And then some rules about how to generate these lists. So using that format, I'm writing a prompt for identifying feelings. Um, in this case, not too many differences. The biggest one is just instead of having a little bit more context, all you have is the journal entry. Actually, while we're here, I think we should also, for the sake of like theme, include the mood level itself, which I don't think right now we are using as input. Um, but I think that's about it. So we can replace the prompt with this here, but for the most part, I'm just trying to focus on the feelings prompt. I'm thinking it could be good to like provide some guardrails on like how many feelings minimum and maximum. Um, Maybe I will just keep this simple: a list of feelings that best describe emotional tone of the journal entry. And I actually don't want this here. I may want it as a part of the rules, but for the sake of like clearly spelling out what the expected input is and what the expected output is, I want to keep it simple. Each list, there's only one list. The list should contain feeling objects. I believe we have a set list, if I recall. I'm not sure anymore. It's been a while. But I'm just going over the feeling identifying prompt. Do you remember if our feelings are like a fixed list? Oh, I can't hear you.
So yes, we do have a set feel because I muted twice. I muted like on the computer and on my mic.
Did you get water?
I did get water. I should have pre-bit my extra lip thing so I don't have to bite them online. But that's what I'm gonna do next time. In my prep, now I have wash face, bite lips, and so it's just the things you learn. Um, I clip nails for sure.
Look, I have my nail clipper at my desk.
Right here, yeah, yeah. Again, I'm at my parents' place today, so I don't have all the things.
Your self-care items.
Yeah, readily available. The feelings list is just your feelings list, isn't it? Like you
Like
have
it's
a
a
feeling
fixed,
list.
like it's a
Yeah,
fixed list, right? Okay.
yeah.
I just don't remember.
Okay. Wow. Wow. You're the architect of this app. You know,
1 week is a long time for like
it is like that.
context to
It's true.
remain in my brain.
It's fair. Fair.
But I think I'm pretty good with this prompt for now. So I will
Hand
throw
it back.
to you.
All right. Yeah, navigate to, and then coming back here, I should see that button. Let's space it out a little bit. I would have expected to see that spacing, but maybe we can flex here in order to see it. I need to see way more spacing, actually. Even more, just to feel good. Now, the thing is, in this screen, it's a little hard to tell whether this thing is kind of stuck to the bottom, which it seems like it might be, and this is kind of scrollable content. But I won't worry about it for now because again, I'm more concerned about the cycle and the cleanliness of the data than I am about this particular screen, and we'll get to the screen maybe even like as a last step. So now when I click here, given everything is clean, I should come back and be able to say, okay, I feel amazing. I feel let's see what let's actually go down. Let's keep going down until I see something more. I want to see tired. Where's tired?
Maybe
Is
we
that a
should have like
tired's
more feelings.
but tired's not a feeling. Tired's
Tired
a
is not a feeling.
yeah, it's fine. I don't think. Oh, you mean here in this mid space, whatever this like here? It's like
Yeah.
I'm definitely not feeling intimate. Peaceful. These are not. I don't feel these things. Like if I'm at
Like overall.
no, I just meant like I meant like at this mediocre or not mediocre, just like at this
The
balanced
middle.
state.
Yeah.
These seem a little like too
Too nice.
like yeah, too nice for this like medium level of feelings. So definitely, I think this is the kind of feedback we're looking for from our user once she gets her hands on the app, is to like really kind of get a sense of play as we go through this to see if there's any adjustments that need to be made here. It's like this is so many. Yeah, like I think we discussed this before. Sort of like an abundance of feelings here. I feel confused. Okay, let's just go there. And then I have been waking up around 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. regardless of when I sleep this week. I think I need to take more naps. Submit that health and self-care seems legit. Let's put work in there. Finish. And now I've made an entry. Do I feel confused? I mean, not really, but the rest of it is true. And now let me test back. Now I'm back to okay. If I just click here, yeah, this is interesting, is all I'll say. This feels interesting. But yeah, I think given my lack of sleep, I feel like I'm content with the progress we've made today. And I think as we jump into this the next time, that is complicated flow is something that we can visit and restructure. And I guess it makes sense because Mary did her homework live, so was doing her homework live, and so that should be ready to rock the next time we're here.
Yeah. Cool.
Anything else, Mary?
No. Anything else from you?
Yeah. So I need to I'll figure out that open AI situation, and then I will also put whatever updated bits of code that we have from today.
Situation? Oh,
Open AI situation in
thing.
the shared environment, so that you can begin to play around end to end. Because now we have like an end to end thing, so it's almost like ripe for kind of feedback where you actually have multiple pages that you can kind of play around with. So I'm actually going to do this right after this call, so that no reminders, no
no guilt, no shame.
no guilt, no shifting of responsibilities. I love how I made you take forward that. I'm so proud of myself. Where is it? Where's this feeling? How do I become proud? I'm proud of myself. Because watch, no, wait to see. I deceived a friend. Made me feel great. Let's see.
Let's see what the AI thinks.
Friends is correct. Okay. Identity also deception is the core. Core.
I like how
This is
self-care came up too.
this is great. This is so relevant. I think fun.
Cool.
And notice what I did was like the use case here was interesting. I was like, oh, I need to enter proud because I remember seeing proud.
Hmm.
And then I kind of went, okay, I don't know where it is. Okay, fine. And then uh, I turned out I did this and I kind of scrolled through until I saw
Hmm.
the feeling that I wanted.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting use case. But yeah, so right, where was I? Sorry, I interrupted this session, my gloating session, to enter a journal. But
Oh, I did want to share, because I don't have my hands on Cocoon yet. I started going back to therapy.
what?
No, I'm kidding. I'm
So
kidding. I'm kidding.
That's heavy. She's like,
Is it?
because you didn't do your homework, and I'm in therapy. That's
No. I've been wanting to go back to therapy
yeah.
for a while. But what I wanted to share was I went this week and I actually got this like sheet of feelings. It's
What?
literally a full page of emotions, like categorized by pretty much the basic emotions.
Can you?
It's
Oh
like
wow! All
a
right.
full page, and it's also like categorized by like strong to like weak. Is it weak?
So do
Light.
you think? Are you thinking now that? So essentially, you went to therapy, and not only did you come out with personal
I went
homework, you
I
came
went
out
to
with Cocoon
therapy for
homework.
research.
Yeah, exactly. You came out with potential Cocoon homework.
I felt like I was undercover. I
this
was like, should I be recording my therapy sessions?
maybe. I mean, I guess I wonder how therapists are leveraging AI from that perspective too. Like, I was actually going to mention this at the start of our stream. When did you see the clips area when you logged into Restream today?
Yes, I did.
So yeah, so what they're doing is they are analyzing our recordings and then trying to um, pick out what they think is interesting and then create an auto clip of it that you could post to like a TikTok or YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, I was like, if this does a good job, great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I thought that, and I looked at our clip, and I thought
Is it lame?
that's not that. Yeah, that's lame. And then I didn't know whether it was their AI that was bad or just our content that was bad. And then I was
Maybe
like, "What is
both.
this? Yeah, what does this mean? Who's to blame? Who's taking responsibility?" But I thought that was interesting from a therapy perspective as well. Of like, you know, interesting in both ways. I don't mean interesting as in good necessarily because it's tricky because the stakes are higher it seems in that environment. So definitely needs review versus kind of like in our environment here. Okay, here's kind of something that might go. They give us a restream, give us a virality score, but definitely that kind of functionality would be helpful if it produced better content. And from what I gleaned, it wasn't great. I would have thought there were other more interesting moments in our back and forths that it could have highlighted.
Interesting. I'll
And
have to
so,
see what they
yeah,
think is interesting.
yeah, exactly. And so I wasn't thrilled. But then, yeah, like um, that kind of thing can become interesting in terms of how a tool set can be provided to therapists. Definitely transcription um, of who said what, like a gong meeting recording is like, oh, this person said this, who spoke more, who spoke less. Um, and then even things like summaries and revisiting certain areas. Or even as a therapist, I don't know whether you'd want to pull out, like, I don't know how relevant that kind of stuff is, where you're kind of almost video editing now and like highlighting key moments in the session to then send to, or like, I don't know.
The thing is, like, I like even for the person going to therapy, I feel like there is some value in having some sort of capture of your session. Like,
Hmm.
because I'm not very good at taking notes, and my therapist takes notes, but her handwriting looks like this.
Mm, mm.
And it's like honestly, I come back from therapy and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to like write these down on my Notion.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing homework after therapy. It's just
Isn't that
kind
what
of
you're
like,
supposed to do though? Like, it's like, does that make sense? Like, not take
yeah,
notes necessarily, but isn't that the whole point of therapy? Is like you're getting homework for your life?
sometimes. But I feel like the framing of homework makes you not want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely for me. Um,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I do find it interesting how like so much of therapy, at least the kind I've been to, what I found the most valuable is like getting a tool and being like, okay, like how do I integrate it rather than like how do I do like how do I just run through the tool itself? It's like how do I
Hmm.
adapt it to my own style or like my own
Yeah.
life situation. Yeah.
So you think actually there ought to be like a therapy recorder for
I don't know.
the
Maybe.
like for you as a user, where you just come in with your phone and you press record, and
I
then
would. But I feel like then I have to seek consent from my therapist.
yeah, yeah, of course you
Yeah.
do. But I mean, I don't know. Morally, you should, but I don't know if legally you need to. Um,
I know a
like,
friend who has asked his therapist to like record all of his sessions. Maybe
and
I
how do
should chat.
therapists feel about that?
I don't know. I haven't talked to one about
I,
this.
are you going to? Is that something
Maybe
that you might consider saying like, hey?
I might consider because like
Hmm.
I just really I'm not very good at remembering all the threads that were opened in a
Hmm.
conversation, and I feel like recording it and certainly like highlighting the bullet points could help because
Yeah,
I forget.
yeah. Even similar things to what we have here, like extracting themes.
Yeah,
Um,
like themes to like revisit kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. Interesting. Well, if you don't mind me asking, what's your cadence now of
Oh, I literally went
sessions?
back this week, like yesterday. So
And do you have a
it's
next
like
one planned at some
I
point?
have one planned for no, actually end of August because I have a couple of trips coming up. But
Okay.
um,
I only ask selfishly, like nothing to do with like your self
well,
care thing. I ask because I want to know from your therapist what they feel
okay.
about this recording. So
Oh yeah,
it's for content. It's not even
I
for
see.
it's not even for self
It's
care.
a month away before
Okay.
I see her
All
again.
right. All right. Interesting. Okay. Um. See, and this is why sometimes it helps to ask anything else. Where, like immediately you kind of go, oh yeah, yeah, or sometimes you go no, and then immediately after you say no, even there's a follow up thought that comes in that you weren't even thinking about that just emerges, and that like that leaving that space for immersion.
Anything else?
No, I feel like for me, just based off my tiredness, I sometimes go into these like weird loops where like my intent right now is to nap. I have a very super heavy intent to nap, but I might just not end up napping, and just playing
But
chess online.
if you nap now, how are you gonna like actually sleep?
Um, it's I think the timing matters less now because the weekend is coming up, and I feel less sort of structured. The need to be structured versus like because I feel tired now enough to be like, hey, maybe I should just. I'll probably lie down and let that guide me. Let my body guide me whether it actually wants to sleep or whether I want to just doodle. So we'll see.
Cool.
Um,
All right.
okay, folks, thank you for joining us on this session of Product Like It's Friday. We've been true to our weekly sessions. So let's see. I want to say you'll see it as a random time in the future, but most likely next Friday. And yeah, let's go home.